For this demonstration, we're going to talk a little bit about the unique nature of the system. What our PC board will do is, as you continue to acquire data through your analog inputs, the PC on the board takes this data in, and when it discovers, it takes the data in and sends the report, of course, via the switcher through to your computer or the wireless modem, as we discussed. And this is the window you would be seeing if you were an operator operating the system or responsible for viewing the activity. What would happen here is, as you can see on this window, it continues to take the time stamp and also the different data. As you can see, the changes going on here. When there is an alarm activity, this is when you've set your thresholds to certain levels and the levels have been met. The PC on the board would immediately send the data log on it to the system. The system then takes that information, this is what your operator is looking at. The operator can either see the alarm by itself and say, okay, well, there's something going on here. The so transformer is not receiving enough power, or there's less power than needed, and the system sends this information, and the operator sees it here, and then can go to the data log, which has now been sent from this PC to your system, and look at the actual activity that happened during that period to be able to decipher exactly what happened and the trend of how it happened. Noting here is that our PC system has up to 2 GB of memory on it, onboard memory on it. So what the PC system does is that it continues to acquire the information from the analog inputs, up to 2 years worth of information. But the beauty of the system is that you don't always need that data unless an event occurs that matters to you. And you would have already set those events in your parameter as we did earlier. Now, if such an event occurs, say the voltage, as we said, or the power required by a particular transformer does not meet your requirement or supersedes the requirements that you need, an alarm is sent then by the system. This is when the PC, onboard PC, then sends the data during that period, during that timestamp period, to your system.
Okay, so we can see here he has just transferred one file. He's telling you file alarm. Exactly. So you just receive a file alarm. So you can go directly in the directory.
See, that's the Excel report that you will get. You can see the time 4/24/2009, 12:56:06, which is the time right now. And then it sends you the history. As you can see, 12:55, what's happening at that time, and the different timestamps. Scroll down, you can see the current through that period in time. So now, if you had to do it otherwise, you would have had to store 2 GB of memory in all your systems, or be transmitting that at all time. What this allows you to do is not to do such a thing, but send the data that you need when you need it. And as you can see, it's a very easy process for your operator or technicians to look at this and say, okay, I see exactly what happened when the load changed and what made it change, and take adequate action to reroute the system.
Yep.
If the customer has an existing database that they care for the data to be sent to, and we can configure this to connect directly to that. Of course, this will require modification to meet the customer's requirements. The beauty of our system, to note also, is that we use a 12-volt power supply. In this case, we're using an AC/DC because we're doing in-house simulation. But typically, what we do is use solar panel to supply the 12 volts to the system. This is very easy to do and allows our customers to be able to place this product at remote transformers across the country without worry about losing power to the system.